right. Hey guys, welcome back to Crypto. It is October 30th, 2023. In today's content, we'll talk about BTC on the macro scale, and at the same time, we'll take a look at, the altcoin market and what type of accumulation phase or what type of a bull market or alt season we could be anticipating over the next 3 to 6 month or even like a 3 to 9 month going into the second half of 2024. So it is not a short-term analysis for most of these alt. We're looking for the next like a 9 month going into May, June 2024 and all that good stuff, right? So let me know if the sound is good. We got Quiet Cook in the house cooking some ADA, flushing some USDT and all that good stuff. So give me a 589 so I know the sound is good before we are diving into the analysis. We're going to start off with BTC on the macro level, right? All right, 589, right? So now let's go ahead and talk about BTC on the monthly basis, right? So if you're new to our channel, we've been talking about BTC on the monthly basis for the last few years, right? If you're new to crypto, right, I know some of you guys if you're watching like in the next let's say 12 months, right, you're going back to watch this video and all that good stuff, and you're a newbie, the most important thing to know in crypto, right, it is first the 4-year cycle, right? And I would say the next one is like to understand your monthly 21 EMA, because the monthly 21 EMA is so important. Like sometimes most people forget about to talk about the monthly 21 EMA and they focus on the weekly 21 and all that good stuff. But the monthly 21 EMA, if you can master the 4-year cycle and the monthly 21 EMA, you won't have a big problem exiting, a big exiting strategy or a big entry strategy, okay? And we will discuss all of that if we have time, right? If not, we're basically going to talk about it in another video, right? So when we take a look at BTC on the monthly basis, right, we said it back in 2021 when BTC was around like a 60,000 and all that good stuff. Back in December 2021, we said pack your bags, right? On the 3D, we discussed it, why it was bearish and all that good stuff. Let's go ahead and take a look at it on the 3D really quickly. Back then, our main strategy was like, hey, if we, dump below the 3D 21, right, with a negative MACD after a double top, especially after a double top right here, let's just pack our bags because the probability of a downtrend going to be very high over the following weeks or month, right? Because we weren't sure if BTC was going to be in a bear market. But one thing we knew was like, hey, 3D 21 EMA, right? Price action below the 3D 21. Your MACD is negative, right? And you're getting some sort of divergences on the lower degree and all that good stuff. Let's just pack our bags, okay? And if you take a look at it right here, one mistake, right, I can say I made right here was like, I noticed the negativeness, right? The negativity of the 3D time frame, right? But I was saying, okay, we can still create a double top, double bottom and continue to the upside. However, market dumped all the way down to the 28.8, 29K support right here, and we flipped back bullish. So the mistake we made right there, right here at the top, we didn't repeat it right there, right? Why? Because MACD was positive right here. Price action was looking to a breakout above the 3D 21, so we anticipated that move all the way up to the top, right? So basically, anticipated the entire move all the way up to the double top area and all that good stuff, right? So the same thing applied for BTC on the monthly time frame, right? On a monthly basis, after a bull market, right, one thing a bear or a bull want to anticipate, or anyone, okay, is like a retest of the monthly 21. BTC always, okay, retest its monthly 21 EMA before the bear market really kicks in, right? You can see right here, we consolidated around the monthly 21 EMA. And what I was saying back then, if you guys been following our channel long enough, right, we said, guys, hey, you know, buying at the monthly 21 EMA on the macro level is always good. However, you got to be ready to be DCAing, right, 50% below the monthly 21 EMA. It is a very simple strategy, okay? If we retest the monthly 21 EMA, we'll drop 50% or more. And I was saying it right here. You know, we drop all the way down here. And once we dump down to these lows, you can see like back in August 2022, right? If you go back and check all my videos like in early August 2022, I was bearish on BTC. But not on the macro level, because I was saying this entire range between 25K, you know, 24K, because we were shorting around 24, 25 in August, right? And we were looking for the 17.5. I was saying like, yes, we are shorting in the short term. However, it is not a move we anticipating to be capitulating all the way down to like a 3K, like most bears were waiting back then. What was the reason for that? Okay, what was the reason for us being bearish in the short term, however being bullish in the macro level, right? So the reason for that was that we were saying, hey, we will be retesting our monthly 21 EMA again sometime in Q1 or Q2 2023, and that was back in, you know, before even like a Q4 2022. And you can see like how important now, right, or over the last 6-7 months the 21 EMA has been, right? So that's why I'm saying understanding or basically trading the monthly 21 EMA, if you're a swing trader, you know, could be lucrative. Okay, you could be basically staying with the market to the upside and to the downside, right? So now we back above the monthly 21 EMA. Okay, the MACD is positive. All of these are positive news for the bulls, for the buyers, right? I know some people might be saying like, hey, no liquidity in the market, you know, the Fed gonna be increasing rate and all that good stuff. Guys, COVID was worse. Okay, COVID was worse. No one was working. Okay, so and you know, market dumped all the way down to 4K, right? BTC dropped all the way down to 3.5 and all that good stuff, and pumped all the way up to 70K in less than, you know, in less than 12, I would say in less than what, 15 months, Leroy, right? In less than 15 months, right? Or 16 months, right? Give or take. BTC pumped from like a 4K to you know, 70K, give or take, right? So, and as of now, I do understand the stock market might not be looking so great over the next like a few months, right? It could move slow, or it could even basically move sideways. I don't know, right? But one thing I just want to point out is like, we cannot just say like, hey, the market is looking bad, the stock market is looking bad, BTC will dump down to 3K, we don't have no liquidity and all that good stuff. BTC is not an asset to move, right, or dump like a 95, 98% like some altcoins. Okay, so alt will do those type of jobs, okay, dumping like 98, 99, 97, but BTC will not drop, most likely. Okay, you can never say never, but I don't see BTC dropping like 95% back down to a 3.5K and all that good stuff, right? So now we're back above the monthly 21 EMA. What can we expect, right? We could expect, right, if for whatever reason, right, market dumps, right, the monthly 21 EMA could be providing some sort of support, right? Just like what happened back in 2019. After we pump up to like a 14K, we came back down to retest what, the monthly 21, which was a good entry point back then. If you look back, did we drop below it? Yes. But how long did we stay below? We did not stay below, right, the monthly 21 EMA. After this dump, we did not stay below it for an entire, you know, bearish cycle. Okay, you can see the very next candle push back up, right? The very next candle push back up. So even if we dump back down to these lows, okay, let's say for whatever reason we get like a bad news in, for BTC, or like in the world, we get a bad news, right? BTC dumps back down below the 30K. I just don't think, right, BTC will be spending, 3 months, 6 months below the monthly 21 EMA. Any dumps, okay, below the monthly 21 EMA going forward, going to be some huge, okay, macro buying opportunities for the next like 18 to a 24 month, right? after the next 18-24 months, dumping below the monthly 21 EMA could be devastating. Okay, it could dump 50% below, right? But by then, you know, bulls could be saying like, hey, I bought BTC around like a 25k, 20k, right? And even though we at the monthly 21 EMA around 80k, I'm just estimating, Leroy, you know, around 80k, even if we dump 50%, I'm still okay, right? Because I bought right here, I'm still in profit and all that good stuff, right? So now let's take a look at BTC, you know, in terms of Fibonacci, right? So in terms of fibs, if we do a swing high down to a swing low, the next fib level going to be the 0.618. And if you recall, we talked about the 0.618 a long time ago, to the upside and to the downside. We said if we dump to the downside, the 0.618 going to be around like a 20k to a 22k. All right. However, if we take out the 32k, the 0.618 going to be around 39k up to a 41k, just because we got a rejection area right there around 41k area. So 39 to a 41 going to be a very important key level if bulls remain constant for the next, like, you know, few weeks, right? For the next going into going into 2024, right? So for the yearly cycle, if BTC closes anywhere above 32k, I think it is a very, very, very strong statement going into the halving, right? Because I said it multiple times, guys. I've been saying it. BTC never, okay, drop right below. I wouldn't say drop below, but let's see. Let's take a look at the chart first, right? If you take a look at BTC in terms of like the monthly time frame, during each halving time, right, BTC managed to stay above its monthly 21. Okay, back in 2020, during the halving, BTC was above the monthly 21 EMA. Even though we dumped prior to the halving, we dumped like 50%, we still managed to get back up above the monthly 21 EMA. And I talked about all of these strategy over the last few months, right? So that's why I was saying this move, even if we drop down to 20k, was just a would it be basically a sign of accumulation, not a sign of bearishness to be looking for like a 10k, 5k, and all that good stuff, right? So, and luckily, okay, price action did not even drop below the 25k support, and now we're back above the monthly 21 EMA, and most likely, okay, most likely buyers going to try to keep the price above the monthly 21 EMA by the halving. Okay, so you take a look at what happened right here, right? The previous halving, right? One of the previous halving in 2016, right? BTC was above the monthly 21. What happened a year before the halving, right there? BTC, you know, was basically, let's take a look at it right here. That's June, right? 18 months, right? That's 18 months before the halving. BTC was around like a $200. So, and I was saying it right here. I was saying like 18 months before the halving. That's the best time to buy. That's why you see this yellow line right here. Back in November 2022, less than a year ago. Okay, the first week of November, I was saying, guys, based on the halving cycle, okay, it is always good to buy BTC 18 months before the halving. Okay, but literally gonna be like, I don't have time to wait for 18 months, right? So now we're talking about like less than 6 months before the next halving. Okay, and you still have to sell 18 months after the halving. So these are not, these are not short-term outlooks, right? So 18 months after the next halving, you're talking about like late 2025. Right? And we were talking about like to buy BTC 18 months before the next halving. So the next sell range based on time, not based on price, right? It is going to be 18 months after the halving. Some people like to say 12 months, but to be specific, right, 18 months is good enough, right? So, and you take a look at the previous halving before that. If you go back to the monthly 21 EMA, you can see like BTC was above the monthly 21 EMA, you know, during the 2012 halving. Okay, so very important, time cycle to remember for BTC based on the, 21 EMA, right? And based on the 18-month cycle. 18 months before the halving, regardless of what the price is, most likely BTC got 80 to 85% of bottoming. Okay, 18 months after the halving, right? BTC got 90 to 95% chance of topping out. Regardless of what your price cycle is saying, I wouldn't be buying BTC, or you wouldn't basically want to be buying BTC, not financial advice, right? But you don't want to be buying BTC in late 2025 or any art, just like what happened right here, okay? Or any art. You just, you know, want to be cautious, because those alt, we will basically transition into the altcoins and all that good stuff, because they tend to be brutal. Okay, let's just assume like you don't know anything about the market, right? And you just jumped into the market, like let's say in late 2025, right? All these suckers be pumping like, you know, 50% in one day, 60% in one day. So if you don't understand what's going on, you don't know anything about the cycle, you don't know anything about what's going on, all you know is like these gains, right? You might be buying everything. Okay, you might be buying everything, and those suckers could dump like, let's say, 90 to 95%, right, in less than 5 months. And then you're gonna sell them, and then they're gonna pump later on, right? So, but I'm just joking, but you get the concept, right? You get the concept. Okay, you just have to be cautious in basically in the fourth quarter of 2025, right, which is basically 18 months after the halving, right? So in terms of all-time high, really quickly before we talk about BTC, okay, it takes about 3 years, okay, for BTC to break all-time high, right? If you take a look at it on the BLX chart, our previous all-time high right here, the 2013 all-time high, right? October, November 2013, and we broke all-time high in, October 2016. That's 3 years. Right here, all-time high, fourth quarter 2017, we broke out above all-time high, fourth quarter 2020. That's 3 years, right? So you get the point, right? When did we finally get our bull market peak? Fourth quarter 2021. When could we expect, a new all-time high, right? Fourth quarter 2024. Okay, it is pretty easy, right? Nothing complicated on the quarterly cycle. All right. So on the quarterly cycle, once again, one thing we just have to remember, beside the monthly 21 EMA, is the quarterly cycle. All right, quarterly cycle. Whenever we retest it, the quarterly 21 EMA, guys, not the 15-second 21 EMA, but the quarterly 21 EMA. Whenever we retest it, we tend to bottom. All right, right here, most people were saying like, oh, we're gonna dump 90%, 95%, after we retest the 211K area right here. I was saying in my premium, 211K plus minus 10%, that's going to be a macro accumulation range, right? So that is it, and we basically dump all the way down to even like a 17, 15, and all that good stuff. But as of now, we above the quarterly 21. Based on the 4-year cycle, it is a great news. Based on the monthly cycle, it is a great news. Based on the halving cycle, it is a great news. Okay, so looks like a bull flag, and you take a look at it right here. We had a similar pattern, but in time wise, it is not the same. Okay, because from this point to that point was like a 3 years, right? But from this point to that point is about like a 2 years. That's the difference. But in terms of pattern, it is the same. But in terms of cycle, not quite yet the same. So we'll see over the next like a few quarters if BTC is going to be able to break out above the quarterly resistance around like a $46,000, okay, which is right here. That could give us like a 95% probability of BTC breaking the previous all-time high if we take out the quarterly resistance around like the mid 40s, okay, and close above it too. That's going to be pretty important, right? So the next cycle is like the 50-day cycle. So the 50-day cycle, we just got a good news, right? Price action been consolidating above the 50-day cycle right here. Now we just got a breakout right here, similar to what happened right here in September 2020. And I was saying the same thing, okay? I was saying the same thing in my premium back then. I said, guys, by October 28th, right, 2020, if we close above the 10.5 area, right, October 27, 2020, if we close above 10.5 on the 50-day cycle, you know, we're going to be in a bull run, and that's exactly what happened. Okay, so right here, I would say the same thing, but the timing, right, is different, right? Because we're closing above the 30K resistance based on the 50-day cycle, but the timing, okay, is not in favor as of now to take out all-time high. Okay, it can still lag within the next like a few months. Okay, but as long as we stay above the above the monthly 21 EMA, and at the same time above the 50 days cycle 21 EMA, right, market's still going to be bullish. Okay, market's still going to be bullish, right? So I think the worst case scenario for BTC, right, for the next within the next like a few weeks or month is like just to retest the lows right here. Okay, I think that would be the worst case scenario, right? Even back in the COVID crash right here, you can see like we only dropped 60%, and right here, even if we drop 60%, right, let's take a look at it, Leroy, right, it's going to take us about like, you know, it's going to take us right around like a 14K. However, if BTC retests, let's say 41K, right, 60% will be roughly around the lows right here, even if we get another crash from the 40s, right? But I'm not saying we will. I'm just saying, you know, I'm just comparing it to what happened back in 2020. But I'm not saying BTC will drop down 60% from 40K, Leroy. Okay, so that's it for BTC. So I'm just gonna cut it short. I think we discussed everything on the macro level. The only thing we're missing is like the weekly time frame, and the weekly, as we discussed last time, price action just needed to close above 32K, and everything, you know, would stay bullish. Because on the weekly basis, down to the 3D basis, right, I don't see any bearishness, to be honest. Okay, the only bearishness we had was potentially this flat correction right here, and the flat correction, it kind of reminds me, after I look back, right, it reminds me exactly what happened back in 2019, right? We did have the same flat correction right here, right? But the only difference was like, you know, this one, the MACD was still, you know, in a positive momentum, right? Right there, the MACD was starting a fresh positive momentum. Okay, that's the only difference, right? So, but we did have a similar pattern just like that in 2019, in June 2019, and I was very bullish back then, the first week of June 2019, June 4th, June 3rd, right, and all that good stuff. I was saying like BTC will pump 100%, okay? 14K was going to be the easiest target to hit for some reason, right? And we hit 14K, right? To be exact, 13,888. So now, let me see if you guys have any question regarding the BTC chart before we move on to the altcoins. I don't think I will be talking about a lot of alts. It's already 20 minutes, right? So we got Crypto P in the house. Thanks a lot for tuning in. Peter Moonboy, thanks a lot for tuning in, man. FTM, it's a good time to be buying FTM. I was saying it back in 2022. I was telling you back in 2022 when FTM was at the top, first week of January. I remember I was saying like FTM will dump. Okay, so you know, and a lot of other coins too, right? And it dumped a lot, but it is time to be getting back into FTM. So we got Tyler. Can you take a look at Cake? We'll see if we have time to take a look at some of these alts, right? XRP to a 5.89. That's very probable. That's Jenko's Gold Adventure asking if XRP will be going up to $6. So now, before we talk about alt, right? Let's take a look at the total 3, because if we do understand what's going on with the total 3, it'll make it easy, right, to talk about alt. Okay, so for the total 3, right? You could draw two type of a, I mean, one type of a pattern, but you could say like, okay, it could either pump to the upside or dump to the downside, right? However, as you can see right now, okay, it's been already 2 years since like the bull market peak, okay? 2 years after the bull market peak, that's not a good time to be calling for a macro dump. Could we dump below the 300 billion, right, for the total 3, right? That's possible. But will we be able to stay there, right, for like an 18 month? That's going to be super hard, right? So you take a look at the accumulation phase, started since like June 2022, right, till now. It's been like on the monthly cycle, let's take a look at it. It's been like 16 months. Okay, so 16 months. So if you, let's say you were just accumulating the total 3, right? Assuming like total 3 is like, let's say XRP, right? So over the last 18 months, you would be at break even. Yes, some of your other alt, right, might be dumping, but some of your other alt might be also pumping, right? So 18 months of accumulation, 16, 17, 18 months of accumulation, it is not a joke, okay? You cannot say like, oh, we've been accumulating for so long, we're gonna dump for another 18 months. I do not think we will dump for another 18 months. I could be totally wrong, and if I'm wrong, and I'm gonna be like, hey, I was totally wrong, okay? So, and we will basically reanalyze. But as of now, it looks like altcoins have bottomed, okay? And I said it in terms of BTC, right? Altcoins, they tend to bottom, right, 12 months, right, after BTC bottoms, okay? And I was saying it before even BTC found its first bottom, okay, at 15.5. I was saying like altcoin could still be under pressure, right, for the next 12 months, and that's exactly what's happening. So alt are still under pressure, but they could be out of the pressure range over the next like a few months, right? Because BTC probably already found its wave 2 bottom, which was the last 7-month accumulation range between 25 to 30k. Now alt will feel, won't feel any pressure to basically to be able to won't feel any pressure, right, to be breaking out to the upside. Okay, so based on the total 3, based on what we're seeing right now, right, altcoin, okay, the alt season could start at any given time within the next like a 2 to 3 months, which basically going to coincide, right, with the alt season, right, which basically generally starts 3 months before the halving, and it could last 3 months after the halving. Right. So what I mean about 3 months before the halving, and 3 months before the halving, and 3 months after the halving. Remember, we talked about BTC, right? For BTC, what we said was like 18 months before the halving, right, and 18 months after the halving. For alt, you got to be accumulating 3 months, at least 3 months before the halving. Okay, 3 to 6 is good, but at least 3 months before the halving, it is ideally, okay, a good time, right, to be finalizing with alt. Not financial advice, right? So, and then 3 months after the halving, let's say 3 to 4 months after the halving, you're going to see some sort of like a dumping on alt against BTC, right? But the alt USD chart going to be looking super bullish. Okay, so I'm just gonna explain it for Leroy, right here. So you take a look at BTC. Not BTC, you take a look at the total 3, right? So you take a look at total 3, we basically bottom right here, back in March, okay? Let's say March, okay, March 2020, which was basically 2 to 3 months before the May 2020 halving, right? You can see right here we bottom, or you could say like, we bottom back in December 2019 also, which is 6 months before the halving. Right, and right now we're within like 6 months before the next halving. Do you follow, Leroy? Right, so buying alt right here, right, and the following 3 months after the halving, which is like, let's say May, June, July, August, right here, okay, May, right, June, July, August, right, you can see like alt picked right there, right, the total 3 was just moving sideways for like 3 months, between like August, right, till basically November. The total 3 was just moving sideways. Why the total 3 was moving sideways? Because BTC was getting ready to break all-time high back then. And if you recall, back in August, you take a look at any alt. Let's just take a look at a random alt, right? NEO. If you take a look at NEO back here, August, right, 2020, you can see like NEO dumped 50%, right? But you take a look at the total 3 was just moving sideways. You couldn't basically notice it, right? Let's take a look at another coin like let's say CHR. Let's take a look at CHR BTC randomly, right? Or you can name any coins, right? So because it is a live stream, so I'm just naming these coins randomly, right? You take a look at CHR, right? Right there, August 2020, this guy dumped 90% against BTC. Okay, but if you bought it right here, right, let's say you bought it back in March, okay, 3 months, or January, 3 to 6 months before the halving, you can see like it pumped a lot. It pumped a lot. It pumped over 500%. But as soon as BTC was getting ready to break all-time high, it dumped 90%. Okay, it dumped 90%. Okay, you take a look at, let's see, IOST. I think IOST BTC right there, just about like May, right? May, March, right? After the March crash, it pumped like 123%, and after, you know, BTC started to pump, it dumped 80% against BTC. So some of these patterns, right, you're going to see them again, okay, before the halving, right, and after the halving. Some of these alt will dump like a lot against BTC, okay, by you know, let's say by June, July 2024 and all that good stuff, right? So that's what I tried to explain earlier. 3 months, 3 to 6 months before the halving, great time to be accumulating alt, right? And then basically 3 to 4 months after the halving, as soon as you start to see like some top formation, and you know, let's say you're waiting for BTC to break all-time high, you just have to dump some of these alt into BTC and just wait, okay, and just wait till BTC breaks all-time high before jumping back into alt. Okay, so another technical, you know, indicator to watch over the next like a few months is like the monthly 20 SMA and the monthly 21 EMA. So this one I'm gonna be super slow for Leroy, right? So you know, for the monthly, let's take a look at it right here. Trying to find the altcoin market cap excluding BTC with very choppy. Can't find it right here for some reason. But let's just go back to the trading view chart, right? So another indicator is like also when your monthly 21 EMA, right, is above your monthly 20 SMA, right, we tend to be in a macro uptrend, right? It could take a while, right, for the total 3, right, to get back above the monthly 21 EMA. But if it does, right, it definitely, you know, it is definitely showing you, hey, it is time to get ready, fill up the bags, and we could be in a bull market for the next 12 to 18 months, right? A good example is right here. Okay, as soon as we basically as soon as we took out the monthly 220 EMA, you can see like we started to run, and at the same time you can see as soon as the monthly 221 EMA was above the white line, right, which is your monthly 20 SMA, the market started to move sideways. Okay, move sideways, and all of a sudden we basically got the big pump. And at the same time, you know, once your 20 SMA, which is your white line, is above your 21 SMA, it is time to get out. Okay, it is time to definitely get out. That's when you get your big capitulation, right? So let's take a look at total 2. So it looks better also on total 2, as you can see right here, right? Your white line is your, you know, 20 SMA, and your yellow line is your what, 21 EMA. Once you get your crossover, you could say, okay, we got a dev cross. Once you get another crossover right here, a positive one, you could be saying like we got our, you know, golden cross right there. Okay, I'm just calling it golden because, you know, that's the start of the bull market, right? So if you take a look at what's going on right here, right, it's not yet, right, fully bullish, but if we get the crossover, we could be saying, hey, within the next 3 to 6 months, we're most likely going to be above the monthly 21 EMA. Just because we've been also moving like sideways for the last 18 months. We've been moving sideways for the last 18 months. All right. So we'll see how it goes over the next like a few months. All right, let's say 3 to 9 months. We could definitely be back above the 700 billion market cap. And that would be very, very bullish. Right, so if we get any dump over the next like a few months, once again, I know some bears are still waiting for the 250. Could we drop down to 250? Yes, as I said, but I don't think we will be spending like 18 months in this range. It could just be like what happened back in the COVID right there. A quick bump and quick dump, and then basically the bull market started. Right. But in terms of timing the cycle, right, it is not a good time to be looking for a macro continuation to the downside. Okay, you could get lucky to get a dump 50%, 60% out of nowhere, you know, based on the world, you know, what's going on around the world, right? You could get an easy 50%, right? And that would be a nice buying opportunity. However, you would just be speculating about a bad, you know, about a black swan to take place, right? But regarding the chart, as of now, right, October 30th, 2023, Leroy, right, October 30th, 2023, you know, I don't see any macro continuation over the next like, you know, 18 months, right? So I would be saying like, okay, we could be retesting all-time high, right, around like a 1.6 trillion or even up to a, you know, 3 trillion, right, within the next like 18 months. So we got hash rate 87, 84, 13, 56 in the house. Thanks a lot for tuning in. So now it's already 40 minutes. So I'm just gonna go over a few alts, and then because I don't want to make the video too long. Okay, so I'm just gonna talk about few altcoins, right? Let's start with ADA, right? Because ADA is, you know, a top coin. It is not a I mean, you could still say it is an S coin, but at least, okay, it did well as a, you know, as a top coin. Okay, last bull run it was in the top 10. I mean the 2017 bull run, I think at some point ADA was even like top 5, right? And in 2021 I think it got into the top 10 if I'm not mistaken, right? So it means like people know, okay, ADA, okay, they basically FOMO you know, into the ADA price action and all that good stuff, right? So ADA, I think quite Cook asked last time, and I was saying like the range of the 50% pullback, 23 to 20 cents area, is a macro support. Based on what? Based on Fibonacci. Okay, swing low to swing high, you back down to your 50% pullback. Great range of accumulation. Could we dump lower? Absolutely. If we get any bad news and market, decide to break the lows right here, the 50, the 0.618 right there, it is right below your 50% pullback, right? And it is at 14 cents. However, based on the 4-year cycle, being like, let's say 3 to 6 months before the halving, it is not a good time to be bearish, right, on the macro scale. Okay, knowing also, if you take a look at the total 3, we just talked about the total 3 and how the total 3 is moving, right, sideways for the last 18 months. And you take a look at ADA over the last 18 months, it's been making what, nearly lower lows, right? But over the last 12 months, 10 to 12 months, it's been constant. So it means like it is trying to catch up with the market. Even the ADA dominance been like, under 1% as of now, right? So this range of 20 cents, 30 cents, 40 cents, it is still an accumulation range for the next 3 to 6 months, right? If we take out the 45-50 cents range, we could start to speculate regarding a potential, right, price action, right, breaking out above the above the 50 cents area, and could be retesting all-time high, or even $5 to $10 depending on the total market cap. But that's going to be another video, right? We just wanted to basically talk about the accumulation phase right here. So the big question is like, will it break above the 45-50 cents area? That's the only big question. And if it does, I don't see anything that could basically stop the bulls. As you can see, your selling pressure is none, okay, compared to your previous buying pressure. So no one is basically selling as of now. So the next big volume could definitely, I'm talking about like a 3 to 6 month volume, could be some buying pressure, not like 1 week dump and all that good stuff, right? So, but for whatever reason, right, we do not break above the 45-50 cents area, and we break below the 20 cents area, 0.618 is right there waiting for some, waiting basically to be supported right there. All right, so let's take a look at the so let's take a look at ADA BTC. So if we take a look at ADA BTC, you could be making a strong argument like, hey, ADA could still be dropping down to a 400 sats, right? Which is possible. Okay, it is still possible. ADA drops all the way down to the 500 to 400 sats, right? So that's something like we just have to bear in mind if you're only trading ADA BTC, right? But if you're not trading ADA BTC, you might not care about like ADA BTC, right? So but nevertheless, it is still under accumulation, right, around this 800 sats all the way down to 400 sats within the next like a few months. Okay, because the sideways correction back in 2019, as you can see, it lasted forever, right? We bottomed in August 2019, but we did not break out really till April 2020, right? So that's over 7 months of sideways correction, right? And ADA, even after BTC was breaking all-time high, you can see like ADA was still retesting like, it's nearly 12-month prices, right? Since like, it was retesting the August 2019 prices in January 2021, right? So you take a look at it right here, that's over 18-month prices while BTC was breaking all-time high. So if you're not in rush, for ADA, one thing, not financial advice, but one thing to consider is like, hey, I'm gonna just keep my ADA into BTC. Let's say I got 1,000 ADA. I'm just gonna dump it into BTC, and I'm gonna wait till BTC breaks all-time high, and I'm gonna buy ADA because I know probably just like Dogecoin, right? ADA won't break out until BTC, right, breaks all-time high. All right. However, along the way, you might be feeling the pain, right, of the FOMO, okay? Because ADA will sometimes break out against BTC like 100%, 200%, and you might be like, what's going on, right? But in the long run, it won't do anything. It will be just moving sideways. This entire range was just accumulation. Right. So that could also, take place over the next like a few months where ADA, let's say, retests like anywhere around like a 600 sats and then pump back up to like 1,000 sats, comes back down right here, wait for BTC to break, all-time high, and then bang. Right. So it is a macro, it could be a macro accumulation, right? So now let's go ahead and take a look at Dogecoin. So for Dogecoin, right? I said it multiple times. Dogecoin, it is one of those coins, right, that basically stay quiet for the entire bear market. They don't do much. They might pump like once a year, kind of like XRP, right? However, they will get the job done once BTC breaks all-time high. It will get the job done. The Dogecoin bulls, they will get the job done as soon as BTC breaks all-time high. A good example is right here. Right there, 2017, right? 2017, what happened? BTC broke all-time high in Q1 2017. What happened to Doge? It pumped massively, for the following, nearly 10 months. Take a look at it right here. BTC broke all-time high in Q, right there, right? In Q1, actually Q4 2020, right? What happened to Doge? It broke out massively, right? So you could be saying, hey, we got a touch right here, we got another touch right there, we're going to be touching the trend line. That's possible, okay? I'm not saying it can happen, okay? Dogecoin dropping all the way down to those lows, right? However, it is nearly 3 to 6 months within the next halving. I would say 6 months for Leroy, right? Before the next halving. So it might not be suitable, right, to be anticipating a retest of this trend line, right? So let's say if Dogecoin was around here, right? Around like, let's say 3 cents, 2.5 cents. I would say, okay, it can drop down to 1.5 cents and all that good stuff. But the timing could be totally wrong. Okay, the timing could be totally wrong. So what to look for regarding Doge? Okay, the best thing to do, right, for Doge, not financial advice, right, is just to accumulate and wait. Okay, accumulate BTC and Dogecoin and just wait. Okay, if Dogecoin breaks out at any given time within the next like a 3 to 6 months, got to be selling, right, into BTC, because we know Dogecoin will not go parabolic until BTC breaks all-time high. So if we retest anywhere around like 11 cents to 15 cents within the next 3 to 6 months or even 9 months, you just have to understand like, hey, this could be just a FOMO move and we most likely going to retest the bottom again, wait for BTC to break all-time high, and we could go parabolic. Okay, and regarding that parabolicness, we'll talk about it in another video regarding how high Dogecoin could go in the next bull market, right? So the next coin to talk about, it is going to be VeChain. Let's talk about VeChain before we for VeChain, I like VeChain BTC, right? For some reason, you know, it's been pretty successful, right? That's why I like VeChain BTC. So VeChain BTC macro accumulation 45 to 55 sats, right? However, it is near the 45 55 sats area, so still a great range. Just like ADA around 800 sats, right? It could drop to 400 sats, right? So but they can give you a pump at any given time. Okay, they can give you a pump at any given time. On the monthly time frame, I don't see anything, right? Potential bullish reversal, but with these BTC charts, sometimes you don't get any bullish reversal. You just get a pump. You're just gonna get a pump, right? So to anticipate that pump, I think this range of 55, 45, 35 range is a great, or some great ranges to basically be accumulating, right? VeChain for the next bull market, right? And we could be looking for another macro retest of the 400 sats to a 500 sats range over the next like a 12 to 18 month, right? So VeChain, we've been talking about it since like the bottom right here. I remember the first pump back in 2019 when everyone was calling for VeChain $1 and all that good stuff. We said, guys, let's just wait for 45 to 35, because we were saying buy VeChain right here 40 sats, and then we had a nice China news, right? Something like China, Walmart, whatever, and VeChain pumped, right? But we said, okay, sell it right here, wait for 45 to 40 sats, and after that we said, we're going to be pumping all the way up to 150, right, to 200 sats. We did that exactly. We said wait again, for a retest of the 70 sats, bang, retest. And then you know what happened right here in 2021. We were extremely bullish on VeChain back in January 2021, both on the USD pair and the BTC pair. Okay, but you might be like, I don't care about the BTC chart. What's going on with the USD chart, right? So now let's take a look at VET USD. So VET USD basically doing the same thing, right? Doing the same thing that most of these alt are doing. Okay, triple bottoming with some low lows, or triple bottoming with some triple constant bottoms, right? Hopefully that's correct, right? But you get the concept, right? Some of these alt they got a constant. Some of these alt they got these constant bottom, right? Like I think Aave or like Chainlink, right? They got the triple bottom like that. Some of them, right? They're doing something like that, just like ADA or like a VeChain right here. Okay, but overall, they basically just under accumulation, right? So it does look good in terms of macro accumulation, right? And price action, it is still under the monthly 21 EMA. As you can see, as of now, we just about like 30% below the monthly 21 EMA, which is a great deal, because we know price action don't start the bull run until we take out the monthly 21 EMA for most of these alt, even for BTC, right? You take a look at it right here, back in 2020, as soon as we took out the monthly 21 EMA, bang, we pumped all the way up to 2 cents, and then came back down to a retested, just like ADA, retested right here and went parabolic. Okay, started like in November 2020. And what happened back in November 2020, if we take a look at the BTC chart, November 2020, right here, BTC was getting ready to break above all-time high. Right. So, but you don't want to wait, for instance, like till BTC starts to break all-time high to start like getting into alt, right? It is always good to be positioning, to be getting some positions, right? 3 to 6 months before the halving. That way, while waiting for the BTC to break all-time high, right? Some of these alt could still be like 10, 20x, right? From their bottoms, right? Let's say VeChain was like 500% up, right, from the bottom when BTC was breaking all-time high, right? And you could say like even 1000% up, right there, because we closed the November candle around like a 1.5 cents. So it was nearly, you know, 10x from the bottom, right? So if you want to wait till BTC to break all-time high, it's only 2x, right? But this guy could be, let's say, 5x, right? 5x from the bottom, assuming, right, 1 cent give or take was the bottom. Even if 1 cent is not the bottom, we still got another support right here, but it could still be, let's say, 10x from the bottom, regardless of where the bottom going to be at, the absolute bottom, okay? Not the you know, not the temporary bottom and all that good stuff. So we got Jude Moonboy XRP 589 in the house. Thanks a lot for tuning in, man. All right, so I'm just gonna go for some Q&A, right? For some Q&As, and then after that we're gonna wrap it up, right? So Peter is asking for FTM. So FTM, it does have a very, very nice chart, right? Peter, you remember in the premium we talked about FTM when it was like 50 cents. Let's take a look at FTM BTC first, okay? So FTM BTC, believe it or not, in our premium, right? This is the level we started to talk about FTM, around like 100 sats. Yes, I remember exactly 100 sats, right? But we said, right, it could drop all the way down to like a 50 sats, right? And it did that exactly. But the problem was, like, sometimes you just don't know, okay? It is just like VChain, right? Around 55 sats, right? It could drop down to like 35 or even 30 sats, right? But not to basically be doing all that waiting and stuff like that. It is always good to be accumulating early. So right there, right, around like a 100 sats, it dumped all the way down to like 50 sats. Some people started to panic. I was like, man, look, there is no need to be panicking. Just buy the dip right here and be patient, right? And take a look at it, guys. It pumped from like a 50 sats to nearly 7,000 sats. Right, so it did a 700x against BTC, but I don't think it will do it again. So it's not gonna do another 700x within the next like 18 months. Okay, so but it still look good. Okay, great accumulation range right there. Right, so great accumulation range. Just have to be patient, right? Just have to be patient. And resistance around like 2,000 sats, right? 2,000 to 3,000 sats right there. Okay, so if we dump below the 500 sats right here, just have to be just have to be patient and be reaccumulating right there again. Okay, at the bottom, right? Just about like a 300 sats to 200 sats. As of now, we have 700 sats, so it can still drop 50% against BTC if the BTC dominance remains strong, right? Okay, so now let's take a look at FTM USD, and then after we'll take a look at cake. Somebody wants some cakes. All right. So FTM, it is actually looking pretty good against the USD. So under accumulation right there, remember right there, right, back in January, what I was saying, this guy has tapped out. Okay, so no need to be holding it around like $3 at the very top, guys. That's when I was saying to get out. Okay, to get out right here. At the very bottom right there, I was saying to get in right there. Not the absolute bottom, but the the bottom of the wave 2. All right, so sometimes you don't have to catch the absolute bottom. You just have to catch the the trend. But luckily back then I wasn't watching this guy, because I would have been bearish if I did. Like the USD pair, I would have been saying like, oh, this is going to do something like that, because that's just the way I trade sometimes, right? But I did not basically pay I did not pay any attention to the USD chart. But on the USD chart right here, it looks good, right? Just have to be cautious, because bear is going to be screaming all over the place about the head and shoulder, right? So great accumulation range, right? However, if it breaks it, just use your Fibonacci, right? And look for the 50% pullback around like 9 cents. If we basically get a bad news or anything like that. But as of now, I think the 2 years accumulation range right here does look good. Okay, does look good. If and only if you got out right here. I mean, it doesn't really matter, right? But if you got out right here, you wouldn't be worrying too much about, 24 cents, right? So now let's move on to, and based on the wave analysis, it looks really, really, really good. Really, really, really good. Let's do this. Okay, based on the wave analysis, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, so and the only problem with the bullishness is like it could basically push back up to let's say even 60 cents and still do something like that just to give you your 3 wave move down. 1, 2, 3. That's the only possible, okay, bearishness I can find right now. Okay, and that would basically make all the bears happy because they're gonna be like, oh, the head and shoulder and all that good stuff. But just have to be cautious because, as I said, we nearly within like 3 to 6 months of the halving. Even if we get this move, it could just be something rapid like the COVID crash. You take a look at the sell volume is decreasing, price is decreasing, so no need to be absolutely, a macro bear. Just have to be accumulating for the next 3 to 6 months. So let's move on to cake. Somebody wants some cakes. So cake getting cooked right there. So if we do the kind of look like a little bit of a FTM. If you do the swing low to a swing high, you're nearly at 0.786. Nice macro downtrend after a bull market like that, right? So you want to catch these big dumps, right? If you're bullish on it, okay? If you're bullish on it, it looks really good. Bearishly, right? It looks good. 97% down after BTC just finishing, right, its wave 2 correction. And this alt, it is still 97% down, which is pretty good. You take a look at the volume right here, it is, it is dying, okay? No one is selling. Everybody is feeling the pain, right? I don't want to sell at these prices. I'm just going to hold. So no one is selling after 97% down, right? So, and if the total supply is looking great, let's take a look at cake. I think Pancake used to be a top 100 coins, right? Yeah, the supply doesn't look great, okay? Doesn't look great. So you only got 30% circulating supply, right? And nearly 750 million, excuse me, Leroy, 750 million total supply, but only 225. So that's not great at all, okay? So that could affect the price. Let's take a look at cake. But I don't know why the supply dumped right here. So maybe they're doing some burning and all that good stuff, right? But I don't know. Right. But if you take a look at it since 2021, it's up, it's up 100%. It's up 100%, right? So that's definitely going to affect, how it will perform in the next bull market. So I wouldn't be, unless the project is super strong, I wouldn't be expecting like a macro breakout above all-time high, to be honest. Okay, so but great range to be accumulating. 97% down, and the circulating supply doubles, right? So if the circulating supply did not basically increase by 100%, it could have basically only dropped, let's say 93-95%. All right, but since, like, you know, the circulating supply is increasing massively, that could explain why it is dropping massively right here. It dropped massively down to a 0.786. Okay, so some of these coins, I think I just talked about one of these coins, but let's just finish up this one. Okay, so looks good right here. Resistance, you know, you got your $4 to $5 range, right? Got to take out the $45 range before going up to the $13 area, right? So, and if you get a macro bull continuation, you don't want to be holding it above the all-time high. All right, as of now it is at $1, all-time high $40. Let's take a look at the monthly 21 EMA. Yeah, just about like 60%, 70%. Let's see. Yeah, I mean 40%. Okay, below the monthly 21. So great level to be accumulating, right? In Q4 2023. All right. Yeah, so Cake BTC, I mean, it looks really good too, you know, for the bears, right? So you could get the complete double bottom right there. It could slightly drop below it just because you got a massive supply, right? So it could drop below it, right? But as of now, it is at 3,000 sats, right? 3,600 sats, and the all-time low support around like a, you know, 1,400 sats. So that's another basically 50% give or take, right? 50 to 6% cut. Yep, 60% cut right here. If the BTC dominance going to remain strong, you could see another 50% cut with Cake BTC. But if you don't care about the BTC dominance, I would just accumulate it in USD and just wait. Okay, wait for the bull run, and could be going back up to the resistance right here around like a 25,000 sats. So volume is decreasing, price is decreasing. So this pattern is very common in crypto, where you get like a parabolic move and another parabolic to the downside. And I'll talk about it on AMP. Just a side note, right? AMP BTC. Similarly, okay, you can see, you know, parabolic move to the upside, parabolic move to the downside, and it is at all-time low, right? Because the supply, let's take a look at the AMP supply. I think it has a high supply though, but I can't remember exactly. Yeah, the circulating supply is only 40% of the total supply or the max supply. So it makes sense. It makes sense, right? It is breaking the all-time low right here. Right. But if you go ahead and take a look at Wazir, okay? Wazir printed a similar pattern, okay? It printed a similar pattern even back in 2020. Right here, you can see like it pumped it upside, you know, got the parabolic move and even dumped below it. But you can see what happened afterward. It just went parabolic. And now it is coming back down to a support right here. And I said it back then, right there, back in 2020, I said, Wazir, right, likely to be coming back down to the 200 sats to 300 sats. And this guy was around like a, you know, over 2,000 sats. Okay, so you got another coin, like I think 1 inch. So 1 inch BTC. it has a wick, so I'm gonna have to use the line graph, right? You can see, let's use the regular one because Leroy won't understand, right? So you can see, yeah, but that's not the starting point of 1 inch. So you can see 1 inch BTC, right? Similarly, right here, it is coming right back down to support, just like a Wazir or like a AMP. But since like the circulating supply is super low compared to the total supply, it can definitely break the support area. However, if one is patient, right, just have to wait for that pullbackness, kind of like what happened to Wazir, right? But it does require patience, right? Tyler is asking if Cake could break its previous all-time high. I wouldn't focus on any alt breaking its previous all-time high. I think the most important thing to focus on is like making profits. Whether the alt breaks all-time high or not, yes, I know you want to make as much profit as you can and all that good stuff. But if you're buying it, 40x below its previous all-time high, that's super cheap, okay? If it retests like, let's say, within 10, 20, 30% of the previous all-time high, that's super good, okay? That's great, right? So, but it can definitely break it, but since like the circulating supply for Cake is super low compared to its total supply, I wouldn't be so confident it will, unless the project remains super strong, okay? Yeah, don't be greedy, Leroy. So, I mean, Leroy will wait for 589 for XRP for the next, like, maybe like, I don't know how many bull runs, right? And Jude also will be waiting for 589. So, alright guys, so it's over 1 hour. I was trying to make it under under 45 minutes, but with these suckers, man, once you start talking about the charts, it's hard to stop, right? So, alright guys, so I'm just gonna say it like every other YouTubers, right? If you enjoy the content, make sure to do what you do best, hit the likes, right? And accumulate these alt for the next 18 months. Not financial advice, right? But I'm just telling you what I'm seeing in the chart. Some of them might pump, some of them might not do nothing, right? But based on the 4-year cycle, a lot of them will do pretty well, right? So we'll talk next time, right? Thanks a lot for watching.